rally is the one which Congress party is today observing, and looking at that, adequate security arrangements have been made. The workers who are coming here to attend this rally, they are being asked to move beyond this very point without the vehicle. So today it's a very big day for the Congress party, where it is organizing Halla Bol rally against the central government. There are many issues on which this rally would be focused, which includes unemployment, inflation, also the misuse of agencies. Yesterday itself, the Congress spokesperson Gaurav Vallabh had said that we are going to raise our voice against the government on the issues of misusing of investigative agencies. At the same time, inflation, unemployment. Remember that this is being seen as a semi-final type of program ahead of the final program, which will take place in coming few days, and that's on September 17 of Bharat Jodo, which Congress party's top leader Rahul Gandhi will be attending, and he is going to begin that from down south Kanyakumari. So before that, it is now being shown as a semi-final program of Congress party. Remember that BJP has hit back at Congress party on this entire issue and saying that it is season 5 of relaunching Rahul Gandhi as the face of Congress party, and BJP is now asking questions from Congress party over its leadership. We'll have to wait and watch how the entire day pans out. But today, massive program has been organized by the Congress party, where workers from different countries of Congress party will be congregating here at Ramlila Maidan, and before that, adequate arrangements of security have been made by Delhi Police. Rukma.
Well, Piyush, stay with us. We'll be coming back to you, but right now let's listen in to what Congress leader Jairam Ramesh had to say on its mega effort in the national capital today.
हम एक साल से लगातार महंगाई के खिलाफ प्रदर्शन करके आ रहे हैं, और 5 अगस्त को विजय चौक पर हमारी गिरफ्तारी भी हुई थी। करीब 70 सांसद को गिरफ्तार किया गया था, और आज महंगाई पर हल्ला बोल बहुत विशाल रैली है। राजस्थान, हरियाणा, पंजाब, यूपी, मध्य प्रदेश, गुजरात, सारे राज्यों से लोग आ रहे हैं। महंगाई, सबसे बड़ी चिंता जनता में महंगाई के बारे में है। पेट्रोल, डीजल, रसोई गैस, दाल, दही, जिस मूर्खतापूर्ण तरीके से जीएसटी लगाया गया है खाद्य पदार्थों पर, इससे महंगाई बढ़ी है। महंगाई तो बढ़ रही है, उसके साथ साथ बेरोजगारी भी बढ़ रहा है। तो इसीलिए हम कहते हैं मोदी सरकार के 2 भाई, बेरोजगारी और महंगाई, और इसके खिलाफ ये प्रदर्शन है। और अगले 3 दिन बाद कन्याकुमारी से हमारा भारत जोड़ो यात्रा की शुरुआत होगी, और उसमें भी ये भारत जोड़ो यात्रा कोई मन की बात नहीं है, ये जनता की चिंता है, और जनता में सबसे बड़ी चिंता आज है महंगाई के बारे में, बेरोजगारी के बारे में, आर्थिक विषमताओं के बारे में।
And going back once again to our correspondent Piyush, who's reporting from the national capital, from the exact spot where this rally will be going through. Piyush, tell us once again, we were just listening to Congress leader Jairam Ramesh, and the Congress apparently is expecting workers from Rajasthan, Haryana, from Gujarat to participate in this particular rally. Is that true? And have the participants arrived as yet? What kind of movement are you seeing there?
Well, Rukma, if we talk about the movement, we are seeing Congress workers now reaching here, and if my video journalist Ranveer can show you as to how these workers have started coming here, you can see as to how they are walking towards the Ramlila ground. There are some workers which I can see they are also holding a placard and getting pictures clicked. They are now moving towards the Ramlila Maidan. Let me try to get words from them and try to understand about today's program. We can clearly see as to how massive congregation is now taking place. We will be talking to them, Rukma, as they are now proceeding towards the Ramlila Maidan. Today's very big day. The BJP is now attacking them and asking questions over the leadership there in the Congress party.
Right, Piyush, many thanks for joining us there and for giving us all those first-hand details from the rally site of the Congress, the Vadra Congress, to hold its mega rally against Mahungai today. And now moving on to a story from Mumbai of a 17-year-old student whose innovative idea is helping with governments and agencies to get the pulse of citizens straight from their smartphones. Here's the story of Poll Point.
In a country that's leading innovation globally, the youth of India are creating innovations that give us hope for a strong future. 17-year-old Mudit of Dhirubhai Ambani International School has created an app, Poll Point, which government bodies are now using to get views directly from citizens on relevant issues. This app has even been used by BMC or the Bombay Municipal Corporation.
I was inspired by the Switzerland form of democracy, where citizens have an actual say in what the government's actions and policies should be. I believe that it provides the government with a direct sense of what the citizens truly want. It is a similar attempt I've created in India, using a superior form of communication, the internet.
So far, the BMC in Mumbai has used it to get views of Mumbaikars on topics like sanitation, transport and sustainability. The BMC plan is to now implement it on a broader scale. The summary results of these polls and charts are generated automatically by the app. Some of India's biggest and most innovative startups have been started by the youth of India. Aiding the India story is how these innovations are helping government bodies.
Over time, I want to make Poll Point in such a way that we have a specific set of questions provided to every single locality, so that the government can get granular data on what they essentially want to do in every single locality and efficiently use the resources at hand. This is something I coined the digital democracy, and I believe this is the next step which India as a nation should take.
Poll Point is low cost, fast and paperless. What helps young innovators is the fact that governments recognize and use these innovations to better understand the pulse of the people directly. A Republic TV report.
The Congress party is all ready to carry out this mega rally against inflation. They are going to attack the government, alleging that it is the inflation that is eroding the economy of the country. Rahul Gandhi will be leading this entire mega rally from Ramlila Maidan in the national capital. Stay tuned, we'll be right back after a very short break to keep you ahead of this story.
Amity University in London, accredited by Quality Assurance Agency UK and licensed by the Government of UK, offers MBA and BBA degrees at its central London campus. Embark on a global career with a globally recognized UK university degree. To apply, visit amity.edu/London.
Ultimately, she and Congress wanted to divert the issue. The issue is encroachment. That's why I'm asking the question to the Congress. Are you supporting the encroachment or are you advise her to leave the land?
विचारों का लहराता समंदर, रिपब्लिक भारत पर जल्द राष्ट्र सर्वोपरि सम्मेलन।
আপনাকে জানতে হবে ডিসেম্বরের পরে সরকার থাকবে।
The drone strike which happened inside Afghanistan, inside Kabul, in which Zawahiri was taken out, the drone used Pakistani airspace, which clearly puts Shehbaz Sharif in the dock. No, we don't know where that drone came from. We don't know which airspace it used. As I said before, I would rather believe the Afghan Taliban than believe the Pakistanis. But what if the Afghans were bluffing? What if they were playing a classic move of checkmate?
The ambulance has been replaced with a police van.
काले झंडे जो हैं वो दिखाए जा रहे हैं और सीधे तौर पर कहना है कि एक तरफ अंकिता के साथ अन्याय होता है।
सोच का मंथन, विचारों का समागम, इतिहास लिखेंगे हम। राष्ट्रीय सर्वोपरि सम्मेलन।
Welcome back. After the break, you're watching Live and Breaking here on Republic and getting you news now from Moradabad in Uttar Pradesh, where police have arrested 5 cattle smugglers in a police encounter. The cattle smugglers were carrying a calf in a luxury car. More details are awaited, but as of now, we do know that cattle smugglers carrying a calf in a luxury car, as you see in those visuals, caught by the police in Uttar Pradesh's Moradabad. Let's listen in to know more.
सूचना मिली थी काशीपुर तिराहे पर जब चेकिंग के दौरान हमारी टीम खड़ी हुई थी तो उसको सामने से संदिग्ध गाड़ी आने पर उन्होंने रोका। संदिग्ध गाड़ी रोकने का प्रयास करने पर वाहन चालक ने अपनी गति बढ़ाते हुए आगे बढ़ने का प्रयास किया। पीछा करने के बाद यहाँ पे जब रामगंगा फ्लाईओवर के पास वो आए हैं तो उन्होंने पुलिस की गाड़ी आता देख करके अपनी गाड़ी रामगंगा नीचे की तरफ उतार दी है। जब इसको हमारी पुलिस टीम को संदेह हुआ, सूचना पहले से थी कि इस तरीके की कोई घटना हो सकती है, तो उन्होंने बाकी बची हुई फोर्स को बुलाया। दोनों पक्षों के बीच मुठभेड़ हुई है। मुठभेड़ के दौरान जब उसमें 2 लोग घायल हुए हैं और 3 लोगों को मौके से गिरफ्तार किया गया है। ये गौ तस्कर बताए जा रहे हैं और इसमें आगे भी हमारी कार्रवाई प्रचलित।
So Moradabad police in a mega crackdown on cattle smuggling are able to capture cattle smugglers who were taking a calf in a luxury car, and the police there consider it to be a major breakthrough. You're watching Live and Breaking here on Republic, and let's take a look now at some international news. Dozens of Mexicans supporting Argentina's vice president gathered in Mexico City. And these are visuals of the incident as dozens of Mexicans gathered in Mexico City to show their support after she suffered an attempt at assassination. Former US President Donald Trump is back on the campaign trail, beginning with Pennsylvania. His first rally since the FBI search of his Mar-a-Lago home. The former president spent part of the evening railing against the raid and Joe Biden's administration. Thousands of Mexicans staged a demonstration against President Andrés Manuel in Mexico City. The protesters marched towards the government palace, encountering small groups of the president's supporters who raised slogans against them. In a largest attack on police, at least 7 officers were killed in an explosives attack in San Luis municipality in western Colombia. However, authorities have not named the alleged perpetrators of the attack. Nearly 1,300 people have lost their lives due to devastating floods in Pakistan in this monsoon season. Meanwhile, relief operations are continuing. And coming up next, big lead in the Fogart murder case. Family set to file plea demanding a CBI probe. Also coming up, Dhanbad loot caught on camera. Miscreants storm shop wielding guns.
मुश्किलों को करते नाकाम, जनहित हमारा काम, देश का सम्मान, राष्ट्र सर्वोपरि सम्मेलन।
The drone strike which happened inside Afghanistan, inside Kabul, in which Zawahiri was taken out, the drone used Pakistani airspace, which clearly puts Shehbaz Sharif in the dock. No, we don't know where that drone came from. We don't know which airspace it used. As I said before, I would rather believe the Afghan Taliban, then believe the Pakistanis. But what if the Afghans were bluffing? What if they were playing a classic move of checkmate?
उन्नति का पथ, उम्मीदों का रथ, सत्य की शपथ, हम हैं रिपब्लिक भारत, राष्ट्र सर्वोपरि सम्मेलन।
The ambulance has been replaced with a police van.
काले झंडे जो हैं वो दिखाए जा रहे हैं और सीधे तौर पर कहना है कि एक तरफ अंकिता के साथ अन्याय होता है।
There's an old saying in the Navy that ships don't die, they just fade away only to be reborn again. This particular hangar can hold up to 30 aircrafts, and that is the largest compartment of INS Vikrant.
It has been designed to accommodate both fighters and helicopters.
It's called the heart of the ship because from where all the machineries are controlled and monitored.
This is the power of Atmanirbharta, and this is the essence of what the aspiring India is all about.
The motto is we win over those who dare to fight.
And breaking news now at this point in Live and Breaking here on Republic. The stage is set for Ghulam Nabi Azad's rally. The former Congress leader will begin his fresh political journey from Jammu, and all preparations are complete for Azad's first public rally in Jammu. And there you see visuals of the preparations in place, massive hoardings put in place before the rally begins today.
After he parted his ways from the Congress party, right now we are in the Sainik farm where the preparations are in full swing. The rains have caused a disruption, but the organizers here, they are expecting that the people will come here in large numbers. Important to mention that this is the same place where G22 Shakti Pradarshan rally was also held, in which Ghulam Nabi Azad along with the G23 leaders came here. The chairs are being set up here so as to ensure that those coming from the far-flung areas, they can come here and listen to Ghulam Nabi Azad. This is really very important, really keeping in view the dent political parties, especially those in oppositions, can face due to arrival of Ghulam Nabi Azad. We have seen how things have unfolded in the recent past. We have some of the leaders with us. मुझे ये बताइए, आज़ाद साहब आ रहे हैं, कितनी उम्मीदें हैं कि अब जम्मू कश्मीर में राजनीतिक परिवर्तन आएगा?
देखिए, वो आपको इल्मी है कि इस वक्त स्टेट जो है वो बहुत नाजुक दौर में गुजर रही है। हमारी यूथ जो है, हमारे एम्प्लॉइज़ जो हैं, तमाम रोडों पर हैं। जम्मू के हालात आप देख रहे हो, रोज़ धरने प्रदर्शन हो रहे हैं, और हमें आज़ाद साहब से यही उम्मीद है कि आज़ाद साहब जो आए हैं वो लोगों की उमंगों पर पूरे उतरेंगे, और जो लोगों में वलवला है, जोश है, उनके इस्तकबाल के लिए रात को यहाँ 12 बजे तक हज़ारों की तादाद में लोग आए, और बढ़ती हुई बारिश और तूफ़ानी बारिश में भी उन्होंने यहाँ सहयोग दिया।
So they are expecting that Ghulam Nabi Azad will get the people's support. However, it has to be seen how things actually turn out for Ghulam Nabi Azad when he enters the political arena of the Jammu and Kashmir on its own for the first time without the Congress party. Ghulam Nabi Azad will be here holding a mega rally, a rally that is to send the message not only to the Congress party but also to the opposition parties that Ghulam Nabi Azad is a power to watch on in the upcoming assembly polls. With Gaurav Sahni, Gursimran Singh for Republic Media Network.
And coming up next, Union Home Minister Amit Shah in Gandhinagar today. All the details and updates here on Republic. Stay tuned.
सोच का मंथन, विचारों का समागम, इतिहास लिखेंगे हम। राष्ट्रीय सर्वोपरि सम्मेलन।
Absolute act of sheer arrogance by the MLA. Look at those visuals again. She is only saying that, I want to talk to you respectfully. I just, want to address this grievance. But obviously, he seems far more agitated and aggressive. And this has taken a new turn because a case has been filed against her on the basis of disturbing a public servant.
चुनौतियों से नहीं डरते हम। दुनिया ने देखा है हमारा दम, दुश्मनों को करके बेदम, राष्ट्रहित में बढ़ते कदम। राष्ट्र सर्वोपरि सम्मेलन।
सच हमने दिखाया, सच आपने देखा, हमारी पहचान उम्मीदों की रेखा, आपके भरोसे से हमारे काम का लेखा। राष्ट्र सर्वोपरि सम्मेलन। आप पहचानते हैं, जानते हैं हमें, तभी तो अपना मानते हैं हमें। आर भारत के साथ भारत का समय। राष्ट्र सर्वोपरि सम्मेलन।
Ultimately, she and Congress wanted to divert the issue. The issue is encroachment. That's why I'm asking the question to the Congress. Are you supporting the encroachment or are you advise her to leave the land?
देश प्रेम का ज्वार, राष्ट्रवादी विचार, रिपब्लिक भारत तैयार, राष्ट्र सर्वोपरि सम्मेलन।
Blood samples as well as his hair samples have been taken for a DNA record. The DYSP office, which is a public office, is now have become a fortress. The ambulance has been replaced with a police van.
काले झंडे जो हैं वो दिखाए जा रहे हैं और सीधे तौर पर कहना है कि एक तरफ अंकिता के साथ अन्याय होता है।
We have big news coming in. CBI is carrying out searches in Bengal. What we've understood so far is that CBI team reaches TMC legislator Subodh Adhikari's residence. Now, this is the big breaking in terms of the raids that are being carried across. That CBI team has reached Subodh Adhikari's residence. And for more information on this, we're joined in by Shravan Sen. Shravan, we're understanding so far that the CBI team has reached the TMC leader's residence, but what else are we gathering about this particular incident, development?
Well, in fact, this is at a very preliminary stage because remember the searches have just begun a short while back. So the sources within the agency are quite tight-lipped. All that we can confirm right now for our viewers is that the searches are basically underway in 24 Parganas is what we are being told. It is connected to TMC legislator Subodh Adhikari is what we are picking up. In all likelihood, the searches are being carried out in an ongoing Ponzi scam which is being approved by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Remember, just about a few days ago, they had already made an arrest in this particular case of Raju Sahani, who happens to be a municipal chairman, also a TMC leader in the Ponzi scam. In fact, 2 arrests were made by the Central Bureau of Investigation, and also following the searches that were carried out, they had recovered cash of almost about 80 lakh rupees. Apart from that, firearms were also recovered from Raju Sahani's residence. As far as this search is concerned, right now, sources within the agency are quite tight-lipped because we're given to understand that searches began just a short while back. We're waiting for more details to trickle in, which is expected perhaps once the searches are being carried out little later in the day. Perhaps more details to come in with regards to, one, the role of the BMC legislator as to why he's under this scanner, number one, and secondly, with regards to what is the connection with the previous arrest that has been made in this particular matter.
Shravan, in terms of political, reactions as well, what are we understanding over there? We've been seeing, in terms of what is the political fiasco that has been happening in West Bengal for the past couple of weeks now. But on this front, Shravan, what are we understanding on that?
Well, remember, over the last couple of months, there has been a lot of embarrassment for the party itself, given the fact that some of the senior leaders are now behind bars. Parthu Chatterjee, who was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate in the SSC recruitment scam. Thereafter, you had TMC strongman Anubrata Mondal from Birbhum was arrested by the Central Bureau of Investigation in the cattle smuggling case. And you have seen a series of arrests that have already been made. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has already reacted on this entire matter, saying that these agencies are now becoming a tool in the hands of the centre, and essentially they're using it to muzzle the voice of the opposition. Just about a few days ago, when Abhishek Banerjee was called in for questioning by the Enforcement Directorate, remember, he went on a tirade against the central agencies, saying that they are under...
It is certain to bring India and Bangladesh closer. But what are your priorities?
Well, look, India is our tested friend. We always remember their contribution during our 1971 war. And beside that, even 1975, when we lost all my family members, so the then Prime Minister, she gave us shelter in India. Beside that, you see, this two countries, we are neighbor, close to neighbor, and I always give importance and priority to friendship with our neighboring country, because I feel that this friendship will give us, it is not only leadership, no, it is for the people. So our priority definitely will be to bring good wishes and goodwill to the Indian people and the Prime Minister, President. You have new elected President also. And how to improve our business, trade, and our bonds, that is important. And my visit, it is important, and I really, thanks to Prime Minister Modi and also your Honorable President, both of them visited Bangladesh. When we are celebrating our Father of the Nation birth centenary and also our independence, 50 years of our Independence Day, and our friendship with India. India recognized Bangladesh early one, so that bond is, I think that is our main priority, that their visit at such a time, even that time there was a COVID-19, but this pandemic, but beside that, both of them honor us, honor our people, and that visit really gave us a tremendous,
Ma'am, you spoke about trade relations between the two countries. India is the second largest trading partner. That makes it a little sensitive issue for many Indians who feel that, oh, we should be the largest trading partner of Bangladesh. But you are sandwiched between, you're a smaller nation sandwiched between these two giants, if I may say, India and China. And I'm sure you're asked this many times by the Western media, that how do you balance the relationship?
Our foreign policy is very clear. Friendship to all, malice to none, which my father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, he uttered this in his address in UNO. And we follow his ideology. And my point is that we should focus on our people, how to give them a better life, how to improve their life. And I always saying that we have only one enemy, that is poverty. So let us work together how to eradicate poverty, how to keep our people from South Asia and also China, India, everywhere where there is the downtrodden people, we should ensure them a better life, fulfill their basic needs. And I always feel that, yes, if there is any problem, it is between China and India. But I don't want to poke my nose to that. I want development of my country. And that's because India is our just next door neighbor. We have very good relationship. We had many bilateral, many problems, is true, but we solved many problems. You know that sharing of Ganges water, then our land boundary, maritime boundary, then we had refugees in India for 2 decades. I brought them back, settled them down when I signed Chittagong Hill Tracts Peace Accord. So that way, and also, which is very, very important, I feel that exchanging the enclave, this is very, very important. Many countries, you know, they just fight between themselves, but we didn't do it. With a friendly gesture, we solved this land boundary and also exchanged our enclaves. And I really thanks to all the members of the parliament and Indian government that they
could move
passed
forward.
They passed that law, and we could have solved it. So it's yes, many people, especially Western world, they always ask me this question. But my point is, both India and China, I feel that we shouldn't fight. We should, if there is any problem with neighboring country, it can be solved bilaterally. That is very, very important. Yes, when you are living just side by side, some problem will come up or remain, or you can solve it. So yes, so still we have a little bit, you know,
issues. Yes.
Issues. But I think that we will continue our dialogue, and we should solve ourselves. And for our development, we need cooperation from any country who offer us, which is, of course, which is suitable for our country. So that way.
Okay. Ma'am, for Prime Minister Modi, his neighborhood first policy and the Look East, Act East policies, now these two are very integral to the foreign policy. Recently, the Indian External Affairs Minister was here, and you offered the Chittagong port. Do you see, more connectivity happening, more robust connectivity happening in this region between India and the northeast of India and Bangladesh via the Chittagong port?
As you know that during my first tenure, I opened my door, the bus service started. Bajpayee was in Prime Minister, that first we started, and gradually then this connectivity we started. Now we have Chittagong port and Mongla port. I think 2018 we signed the agreement and we started it, and now it is materializing. So that will give India an opportunity for their export, import, as well as Bangladesh will be also beneficiary. And not only that, I also offer Chittagong airport. They can use, even we have our Sylhet airport. Both airports are international airports, and I am developing another airport, that is Sohitpur airport. The Sohitpur airport, that will be a regional airport, I declare that. So anybody, it's not only India, Nepal, Bhutan, all the countries, they can use my port, airports.
Yeah, ma'am, you worked ceaselessly, tirelessly for the economic upliftment of your people, especially, in the rural areas. In India, many are seeing that, the SEPA, that is this Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, if that fructifies, it will improve the economic conditions, the industry in your country, and improve, even for the urban population, it will improve the conditions. Do you see SEPA fructifying in this visit of yours?
We'll discuss this matter, how to materialize it properly, and then definitely I feel that any kind of cooperation that will enhance our relationship, and also economically people will be beneficiary.
I'm going to move in the same line. You have gone through so much of trauma in your personal life. Your family was assassinated. While many of us remember that phase of the 70s and 80s, there are many young Indians who are not aware. Ma'am, in your own words, could you tell me what you faced in those years?
1971, when war started, my father was arrested. My mother was in custody, me too, and I was expecting my first baby. But I thanks to India government, India people, India, they supported our,
war of independence.
War of liberation. They not only supported war of liberation, also they gave shelter our refugees all. Then comes 1975. It was so suddenly it happened. Only 15 days ago, my sister and myself, we left the country. I went to Germany, where my husband, he was the nuclear scientist. He was doing his post-PhD research there. So we just went there just for a few days, couple of months. But suddenly...
I'm sorry to interrupt. What was your last meeting with your father before you left?
It is 30th July.
You remember that clearly?
Yeah.
Your mother and father?
Mother, father, everybody. I used to, as because my husband was abroad, so I used to live in the same house. So that day, everybody was there. My father, mother, my three brothers, two newly wedded sister-in-laws. Everybody was there. So all of siblings and their, spouse, they came to the airport to see us off, and we met father and mother. That was the last day. Yeah. Then 15th August in the morning, we heard this news, but we couldn't believe it. It was really unbelievable that any Bengali could do it. And still we didn't know what really happened. Only there was a coup, and then we heard that my father was assassinated, but we didn't know that all the family members were, they were assassinated. But that time, Mrs. Gandhi immediately sent information that she wanted to give us, security and shelter. So we received, especially from Marshal Tito from Yugoslavia and Mrs. Gandhi, and we decided to come back here because we had in our mind that if we go to Delhi, from Delhi we will be able to go back to our country, and then we will be able to know how many members of family still alive.
How do you cope with that, ma'am, to know that your entire family is wiped out?
It's a very difficult time. When I heard this news, the ambassador, Germany, Mr. Humayun Rashid Chaudhry, he called me alone, and then he told me. For a few moments, I didn't know where I was, how But I thought about my sister. She is 10 years younger than me. So actually, I thought how she will take it. It is so difficult for her. Then when we returned to Delhi, at first they put us in a house with all security because they are also worried about us.
Did you feel that you could be a target at that stage?
There was the news like this because those who killed our parents after their attack 3 houses at a time.
To find you?
No, to kill members like my father's sister, 2 sisters' house, and they killed family members simultaneously.
How many members were killed, ma'am?
Almost 18 members, and mostly my relatives, and then some maid servant, their children, there were some guests, my uncle.
So it was to see that nobody from Bangabandhu's family ever comes back to power, right?
Exactly. My younger brother was only 10 years old, so they didn't spare him too. So when we returned Delhi, it was perhaps 24th August. Then I met Prime Minister Mrs. Gandhi. She called us, and so there we came to know that nobody is alive. Then she made all the arrangements for us, a job for my husband, and this Pandara Road house. We stayed there. So first 2-3 years, actually, it was so difficult to accept this. My children, my son was only 4 years old, and my daughter, she's younger than him. Both of them used to cry to go to my mother, my father, and they used to remember my younger brother mostly. So but then gradually we have, and well, as because I have children, my sister is there. So this sorrow, pain, it was very difficult, but still we have, well, we have to think what to do. We should do something. We cannot live like this. And this crime not only killed my father, also they changed the ideology of our liberation war. Everything just one night, everything just changed. And those killers, they are haunting us. That they are trying to find out where we are. So when we live in Pandara Road, even we couldn't. Our name was changed
in Delhi, in Pandara.
In Delhi, yeah.
So you lived under a different name also.
Different name.
Okay.
And it is so painful that you cannot use your own name, own identity.
Yes, I can imagine.
Because of the security purpose, they did not allow us.
So nobody from Bangladesh came to meet you in those years?
At the beginning, almost all, because of all my family members,
they were not allowed to come.
Well, those who survived, and within this, like my auntie and my 2 cousin sisters and one brother, they got bullet shot, so they got treatment, and after that most of them they just went to Calcutta. But first 2-3 years we couldn't meet anybody.
You were in India from 75 to
81.
81. It is many say that people came to you and said you should come, and they kept asking you to lead the Awami League and to come back to India, come back to Bangladesh, but you were hesitant. You didn't want to get into politics at that stage. It was too traumatic.
No, actually, what happened? Almost all the members, those who betrayed, beside that, other were arrested, and then you know what happened. There was another coup in 3rd November. So then many of our leaders were assassinated. So at the beginning nobody was allowed to come to us. Then gradually my two auntie, they were there. Gradually they started allowing them to come to Delhi, or once I went to Calcutta.
Was there any doubt like that you didn't want to get into, you didn't want to come back?
No, not that.
Too many memories of Dhaka?
I want to come back. Definitely I want to come. I wanted to come back to my country, definitely. But taking responsibility of party, such a big party, I never thought about it. But when I was in London, that time I took initiative to organize our political party. I used to travel a lot in different, and then our organization, I work with our local in London. There are a very big community, the diaspora. I work with them and organize political party, and their first time I appear before people, address a public meeting in York Hall, 16th August 1980. There we demanded the trial of the killers. And 79, my sister, she went to Sweden. There our ambassador, he didn't join government, he resigned, and he organized a meeting demanding the trial of the killer. So there she attended, and in 80 I addressed him, but I never thought to take any post or position, but definitely for democracy, for rule of law, and for a trial of these killers, I was very
to bring
vocal.
them to justice.
Yeah,
yes.
to bring them to justice, to bring them to book, so that the trial should take place, because there was an immunity to them. There was the indemnity ordinance they issued, so you cannot demand or file any case against the killer. Killers got all type of facilities and immunity. This is very unlawful. The killer, and they killed, it's open, and they claim that yes, they committed this crime. They very vocal they were, because they thought they are very powerful. So I started this movement, and also many member of parliaments I met in British Parliament. So we demanded for justice. Also we set up a commission, Sean McBride, Nobel laureate, Sir Thomas Williams, QC MP, all together we set up a commission, and through that commission we demanded that the investigation should take place. So from that commission, Sir Thomas Williams, visa to come to Bangladesh, but the then military dictator didn't give any visa, didn't allow him to come to Bangladesh and investigate the killing. So that was the situation, and you can understand, in one hand we lost everybody, and other hand I cannot ask for justice.
Yeah.
Justice was denied. So that was the situation that time. Then again I returned to Delhi, end of 80 or 81.
81. Huh.
Then 81, when I returned to Delhi, in 80s I returned, then Awami League had conference, and that time they, in my absentia, they declared me as the president of the party.
Ma'am, I'll steer the conversation a little bit to geostrategic issues in our region. You are well aware of what happened in Sri Lanka, and there are many observers who say that Bangladesh should guard itself from, similar situation, whether it's a Chinese debt trap or whatever. Do you see any parallels that the challenges that Bangladesh could face?
No, not exactly, no. Because our economy still, it is very strong, though we face this COVID-19 pandemic, now the Ukraine-Russia war, that has its effect here. But in a debt rate, Bangladesh always pay timely all the debts, so our debt rate is very low in context of Sri Lanka. Then our economy trajectory and the development, it is very, that means very calculatively we prepare and we take the plan. So because it is very calculative, we are developing, I feel that we will not face the similar situation. Not only that, in a policy matter, the moment pandemic started, COVID-19, I call upon our people, and also we provided all kind of support and inputs up to the village level, and also encourage our people to grow more food item, as much as food they can grow. I always supported them that what you should do, you should grow your food so that we should not depend on others.
Imports and things.
And side by side, this war, that it has bad effect, no doubt about it, especially the things we import from other country. Now it is, I think whole world is facing economic problem. We are also. But yes, there are some people, they raise this issue, Bangladesh will be Sri Lanka, this and that. But I can ensure, no, that will not happen, because all our development plan, what we prepare and we implement, always we see that what would be the return, how people will be beneficiary. Otherwise, I don't take any project with just spending money. No. We will spend money, we will take loan, but after completion of this project, what will be our return? How our economy will develop and the people will be beneficiary. That is our priority. So that way we are taking all the plans, programs. Unnecessary, we don't spend any money.
Ma'am, you spoke about your battle against COVID-19, and you vaccinated almost more than 90% of your population. What do you have to say about the Vaccine Maitri program? Did Bangladesh benefit from it?
I really thanks to Prime Minister Modi to take this initiative, and that way he contributed vaccine to not only Bangladesh, also some South Asian countries, and it's really very, very helpful, and it's a very prudent initiative he has taken. And beside that, we bought vaccines with our own money, and also many other countries also contributed. And we pursue our people for vaccination. Usually, people from our country, especially the village level, even some in the town also, I found many people very much reluctant to take vaccine. They don't want to take the, pinch of the needle or sui nail in a hay. So, but we have to pursue them, and we told them that it is nothing but it will save your life. Yes. So that way we engaged everybody so that they make people. So it was really a very good initiative. This vaccine Matri is a very good initiative. I really support it.
So there's been, Western observers are often critical that SARC, the countries, member countries in SARC, they don't cooperate as much as other groupings do. But this vaccine Maitri and also the evacuation of students from your country, from our country, that happened. That took place because of cooperation between the two countries.
That's true. I really, thanks to Prime Minister again, that during this war between Russia and Ukraine, many of our students just stuck off and they came to Poland, took shelter. But when you evacuate your student, Indian student, they also brought our student back home. So it was really, you have shown a really friendly gesture. I thank to Prime Minister for this initiative.
And yet, ma'am, even though there is cooperation between India and Bangladesh, but when it comes to water sharing, there has always been trouble. Even though there are more than, I think 50 rivers which India and Bangladesh share, in spite of that, the amount of cooperation that should have been there, probably it slowed down. Even on Teesta, after so many years, the meetings didn't happen. Do you think that now, it can move forward?
It is very sad that we are in a downstream. So water is coming from India. So India should show more broadness because both the country will be beneficiary. So sometimes our people suffered a lot because of this need of water, especially Teesta. We could not go for harvest and so many problems take place. So I think it should be solved. But yes, we found that Prime Minister is very, eager to solve this problem, but the problem is in your country. So we hope that it should, it should be solved. It is, only Ganges water we share, the water we signed the treaty, but we have another 54 river. Yes. So it's a long-standing, problem. So it should be solved.
Right.
But it depends mainly on India.
On India.
India should show more broadness.
Right. Ma'am, recently, you had told the minority in your country, the Hindu minority, that you people have as many rights as I have. That was a huge reassurance given in any democratic country towards minorities. And yet, in spite of that, Indians see videos of, like, say, a Hindu temple vandalized, random incidents that happen. But they are far few. Do you feel that, the minority community in Bangladesh is secure, is as robust as the majority community?
Well, as long as we are in power, we always give importance to that, and I always tell them that you are our citizen. You should own our country. But some incidents sometimes take place, but immediately we take action. It is sometimes it happens. It's very unwanted situation. But you know very well that it is not only Bangladesh, even India also. Sometimes minorities suffered. So I think that both the countries should show their magnanimity, and our part, Bangladesh is a secular country, and we have many religions here, and the religion harmony is here very much. So one or two incidents when it take place immediately, especially my party people, they are very much cautious about it, and also my government, we immediately take action. But from both sides, I think it should be more, cooperative with each other.
You have worked tirelessly to preserve secularism in your country, but the blogger community in Bangladesh is they're very robust. They write a lot on social media. They feel that Islamic extremism it tries ever so much to try and push Bangladesh towards extremism.
Look, extremism is everywhere. Even in India or other country, if you see in the world, there are many countries you can find it out. So, because it's social media become very vibrant nowadays, some people sometimes write something. Even sometimes it is not the bloggers, but even other religion also. Sometimes they write and immediately people become. But we have been trying our best to control it. We never support that everybody has their, each and every religion, they have their right to perform their religion properly. And one should not say such a thing that which will hurt the other religion. This is not good. And any celebration, we all together we celebrate.
As a cultural event.
Culturally, even you can see in Bangladesh, during Durga Puja, so many places we have Durga Puja and people celebrate all together. Right. So the religion harmony is there, but now some here and there some incidents happen, but our government immediately take action against it.
Right. Ma'am, border management and the fight against terrorism to ensure that terror groups don't find refuge in each other countries. There's been a lot of cooperation between India and Bangladesh. The Northeast Indian states, Eastern India, Northeast Indian, many of them share a border with your country, and cattle smuggling has become a hot button topic among these states. They fear that they're coming into Bangladesh. Is there going to be more cooperation in border management between India and Bangladesh?
Already the discussion is going on, and also it has been reduced a lot, but still sometimes some incident take place. So we discuss with India that they should show some patience, and this cattle trafficking already nowadays in our country, now we don't depend on Indian cow much. We are growing our own cattle here because we need it, but some border smuggling it take place. So two sides, the border force, they are sitting together. Any incident happen, they hold the flag meetings, they discuss. So yes, we receive the assurance that it will reduce, so it should not take place.
Another issue in India is about, which people are conflicted about, is about the Rohingya issues. We have refugees in India. You have thousands of them in your country. On one side is the humanitarian aspect of it, but there is also a growing demand that they should be repatriated, but safely. How do you look at this situation?
Well, for us it is a big burden. India is a vast country, you can accommodate, but you don't have much. But in our country, we have 1.1 million Rohingya. So, we are consulting with international community, and also our neighboring country. They should also take some steps so that they can go back home. This Rohingya, yes, on humanitarian ground we give them shelter and providing everything, but during this COVID we vaccinated all the Rohingya community. But how long they will stay here? So in the camp they are staying, our environment hazard is there. Then some people engaged in drug trafficking or some arms conflict, women trafficking. Day by day it is increasing. So as quick as they return home, it is good for our country and also for Myanmar. So we have been trying our best to pursue them. We are discussing with them, and also the international community like ASEAN or UNO, then other countries. We really, yes, that time they were facing many trouble, you know that. So we have given them shelter, but now they should go back to the country. But India as a neighbor country, they can play a big role on it, I feel that.
Ma'am, you took over the mantle from your father. In India, now there's a lot of talk about family-based politics and that it is detrimental. But in Bangladesh, that's not an issue at all, is it?
That's true. That is not issue.
Would you like your son to join politics? And
look, he's now grown-up man, so it is up to him. But he's working for country like the digital Bangladesh. We set up all the satellite or submarine cable or computer training, everything, this digital system, it is his idea, and he is assisting me, and he is doing it. But he never thought about taking any position either in party or ministry. No, he didn't. Even in our party conference, there was a tremendous demand for him. Then I asked him, you go to the microphone and tell what you want to do. And he did it. He said, no, I don't want any position in the party at this moment. Rather, those who are working here, they should get this post. Why I should occupy one post? I am with my mother, I am working for the country and I am assisting her, so I'll do it. So that way he thinks. So it is not that I have to make him or I have to do it. No, it's up
his
to
decision.
It depends on the people, you see.
One keeps reading, and one is reading reports and seeing that the condition of people in Bangladesh has improved vastly. Now, another task that another thing that the Western media keeps looking is, why does Bangladesh still not have a viable opposition? Why is there no robust opposition in your country?
Look, now opposition, our opposition is very strong, not very weak. But the main two Awami League
if I may interrupt you, ma'am, there's a robust opposition only to see that Sheikh Hasina doesn't become Prime Minister. What I mean is, an opposition which has not just got remove Sheikh Hasina, if I may say.
Oh, you are true. They tried to kill me.
Yes.
Several times.
Yeah.
But I survived. In a broad daylight, there was a grenade attack.
Yeah.
I don't know how I survived, but our party leaders, workers, they just cover me, made a human shield. So they receive all the splinter, but I was totally saved. Then there was an open fire in my meeting. I survived. They placed a huge bomb in my meeting place, somehow it was discovered by just a simple person, a T-man.
Yeah.
So I survived. I don't know. You can ask God, Allah. Allah is helping me, perhaps, or maybe Allah has given me some job to do. But point is about opposition. Look, in our country, like BNP, Jatiya Party, both the party was formed by a military dictator. First they took over power, then they become politician and just change the dress and become political leader, and they form government when they were in power. So sitting in power, when anybody form any party, usually they don't have that connection with the downtrodden people, common people. But Awami League is a party, you can say there's in subcontinent, Awami League is the oldest political party. That 1949 this party was formed. So we have our main root and our main power is our people. So when people found that yes, if this party remains in power, then we receive good opportunity to build up our future or our life. So that is the main thing. During my tenure, the country becomes self-sufficient in food. We distribute free food. Our social safety net, all the widow, oldest people, disabled people, we pay allowances for them. Landless people, they are getting house. They are getting primary, health care free of cost. Then for education, within 2 miles, we build up the primary school, all government and private, all. Then I open up every sector in the private business. So private business, I am giving all kind of incentives because I want to create job opportunity.
So there's nobody in the opposition then who can promise or want to do what you're doing. Isn't that the case?
Well, if you go through our history, you will see that when other party was in power, what was the situation in the country? Just to remain in power, keeping or grabbing the power, they killed our party leaders' workers.
Yes.
There were coup d'etat in this country almost 19 to 20 times. They killed people. They throw bomb or they set fire in the train or private car or CNG or rail, everywhere they killed people. That is their, movement in opposition. So when people see that they are killing innocent people in the name of movement, then why they should support them? And during that time, the corruption, all through their corruption, they made lots of money. So then the terrorism, can you imagine that in this country, one day, within 1 hour, 500 places bomb blasted.
Serial blasts.
Yeah. So that way, all the misrule and misdeed and terrorist activities and corruption, nepotism, so people rejected them.
Right.
That is the main. But when Awami League again came back to power, we work for country's development. We didn't indulge in taking revenge or anything. All our energy, our power, everything we use for development the country. The connectivity, which is very, very important. Now, you asked me about Sri Lanka's condition. Now I can tell you that Bangladesh, we built up Padma Bridge with our own money. We didn't take any money from anybody. So now I showed the people that yes, if we wish, we can do it.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thanks.
You are watching the Sheikh Hasina interview in which Prime Minister of Bangladesh, just ahead of her visit to India, was speaking very candidly on various issues such as Teesta water sharing. She spoke about various assassination attempts on her and India, Bangladesh ties most of all. Well, that's all as far as the interview with the Prime Minister of Bangladesh is concerned. Moving on to other breaking news coming in now. The CBI is carrying out searches in Bengal. The CBI team has reached the home of TMC legislator Subodh Adhikari. More leaders of the TMC are under the scanner. Searches are being carried out at 7 locations. 6 premises connected to Subodh Adhikari are being searched by the CBI. And searches are being carried out in Kolkata and Halasher. And Shavan has all the updates regarding this. Shavan, what can you tell us about the CBI searches? How would you look at this crackdown?
Get some more details from our sources within the agency. A total of 7 locations where these searches are being carried out. 3 we are being told is in Kolkata. Rest of the locations are in Halasher. In fact, of the 7 locations, 6 locations are basically connected to Trinamool Congress legislator Subodh Adhikari. Along with Subodh Adhikari, we are also being told that his brother Kamal Adhikari is under the scanner of the Central Bureau of Investigation. Now, their role is something that we, in the Ponzi scam, is something that we are waiting for our sources to basically clarify in terms of what exactly is the role in the Ponzi scam. Because remember, just about a few days ago, they had made an arrest of a municipal chairman from Halasar, Raju Sahani, who's now been sent to 5 days of police custody. In fact, from Raju Sahani's residence, there was also they had recovered 80 lakh rupees in cash, along with it firearms were recovered from Raju Sahani's residence. Now, this crackdown comes immediately after the arrest of Raju Sahani, given the fact that he is also from Halasar. It's important to point out here is that this time these searches are being carried out in an ongoing chit fund scam.
Right. So major crackdown, Shavan. Many thanks for joining us there. Major crackdown in Kolkata and Halasher. As Shavan just told us, 7 locations related to TMC legislator Subodh Adhikari under the CBI scanner. More details awaited, and we'll be connecting later on with our senior editor Shavan Sen for more updates as they happen. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
सोच का मंथन, विचारों का समागम, इतिहास लिखेंगे हम। राष्ट्रीय सर्वोपरि सम्मेलन।
A Dalit student was allegedly locked up in a classroom and beaten with a metal rod by his teacher after he touched his motorcycle. The teacher has been reported to be suspended following the incident. This is an incident, and another high-octane India versus Pakistan clash in sports news is set for today, as both arch-rivals will be looking to make the best of their opening Super 4 match of Asia Cup. India heads into the Super 4 with a clean record. They were on the top of the table with 2 wins in 2 matches and 4 points. Pakistan finished second with 1 win in 2 matches and 2 points. India all-rounder Ravindra Jadeja likely to miss the T20 World Cup in Australia as he undergoes knee surgery. The surgery is expected to keep him out of action for an indefinite period of time. The T20 World Cup begins in Australia from the 16th of next month.
So he's injured his knee, but obviously he's ruled out for the Asia Cup. Yeah, he's under the care of the medical team. He's going to see the doctors. He's going to see the experts, and the World Cup is a fair way away, so we don't want to jump to any conclusions and rule him out or rule him in. We'll see how it goes. This is part of sport. People get injured.
विचारों का लहराता समंदर, रिपब्लिक भारत पर जल्द राष्ट्र सर्वोपरि सम्मेलन।
Major protests scheduled to be undertaken by the Congress at the Ram Leela Maidan in Delhi, with the demonstration against price rise termed the Mehengai Par Halla Bol Rally. In Uttar Pradesh, the Jammu and Kashmir Election Commission has called for an all-party meet in order to clear doubts with regard to the new voter rules being introduced in the You're watching live in breaking. CBI is carrying out searches at 7 locations in Kolkata and Halasher. And Kishle now joining us from Kolkata for all the details on this. Kishle, it's over to you. What are you hearing from your sources?
Exactly, a big day in Bengal. CBI crackdown on multiple locations, about 7 locations, and all these are related. Most of these 6 are related to one of the Trinamool Congress MLA, Shubodh Adhikari of Beechpur, and we are getting live updates from the locations that CBI is conducting search operation, and they are also interrogating multiple people. The TMC MLA Shubodh Adhikari and his brother also is under CBI scanner today, and both of them have been questioned, and CBI teams are in their house. Kamal Adhikari and Shubodh Adhikari, Trinamool Congress workers are also in the fray. Therefore, we are keeping an eye on all of these stories and developments. We will be coming back with more on this story on Republic after a short break.
India all-rounder Ravindra Jadeja likely to miss the T20 World Cup in Australia as he undergoes knee surgery. The surgery is expected to keep him out of action for an indefinite period of time. The T20 World Cup begins in Australia from the 16th of next month.
So he's injured his knee, but obviously he's ruled out for the Asia Cup. Yeah, he's under the care of the medical team. He's going to see the doctors. He's going to see the experts, and yeah, the World Cup is a fair way away, so we don't want to jump to any conclusions and rule him out or rule him in. We'll see how it goes. This is part of sport. People get injured.
देश प्रेम का ज्वार, राष्ट्रवादी विचार, रिपब्लिक भारत तैयार, राष्ट्र सर्वोपरि सम्मेलन।
The curtain raiser event of the 36th National Games will be held at the EKA Arena Trans Stadium in Ahmedabad today evening. In the presence of Union Home Minister Amit Shah, Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel and Union Minister of Youth Affairs and Sports Anurag Thakur will also be present during the event.
विचारों का लहराता समंदर, रिपब्लिक भारत पर जल्द राष्ट्र सर्वोपरि सम्मेलन।
Major protests scheduled to be undertaken by the Congress at the Ram Leela Maidan in Delhi, with the demonstration against price rise termed the Mehengai Par Halla Bol Rally.
मुश्किलों को करते नाकाम, जनहित हमारा काम, देश का सम्मान, राष्ट्र सर्वोपरि सम्मेलन।
CBI searches underway across West Bengal. Another TMC leader under CBI dock raids on Shubodh Adhikari's residence now. Big lead in India's most sensational murder, accused Sudhir Sangwan's residence raided. Vadra Kong Dharna continues to stage Mehengai Par Halla Bol rally today. BJP launches unrelenting attack, says Rahul relaunch season 5 has now begun. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Nivedna Prabhu on Live and Breaking right now. We're starting off with the fact that the stage is set for Ghulam Nabi Azad's rally. Azad begins his fresh political journey from Jammu. Now Azad's first public rally in Jammu after dumping Vadra Congress. Now this is of course the latest coming in terms of this. We have seen a lot that has been happening in terms of the political development here. Now after dumping the Vadra Congress, the stage is set for Asad's rally today. We're also looking at those visuals on our screen right now. This is coming out of Jammu and Kashmir. Of course, there's been a lot of political development in terms of this, where we saw a lot of mass resignations as well. For more information on this, we're joined in by Gursimran. Gursimran, of course, we have been seeing a lot of political development on this front. We've seen those mass resignations as well. But the latest, of course, being that the stage is set. But what more can you tell us? What is the agenda? What more information do we have on this?
See, right now we are cavalcade of Ghulam Nabi Azad. This will go to the venue that is in the Sainik Forms area of Jammu. The supporters of the Azad are with me. कितनी बड़ी खुशी है आजाद साहब आए और कितना बड़ा बूस्ट मिलेगा? ये बहुत ही बड़ी।
हम इसी के इंतजार में लगे हुए थे। जम्मू कश्मीर की आवाम इनको चाहती है, इनकी लीडरशिप को चाहती है। ये जम्मू कश्मीर में एक नया रेवोल्यूशन आएगा। इंशाल्लाह जम्मू कश्मीर की आवाम को पूरे हुकूक मिलेंगे जो इन्होंने खोए हुए हैं बीजेपी के।
They are saying that Ghulam Nabi Azad will give whatever is needed for Jammu and Kashmir. Ghulam Nabi Azad is still inside his cavalcade. He had a word with all his supporters who have come meet and greet him, and now the leaders are moving towards the rally venue where Ghulam Nabi Azad is scheduled for the rally, the mega rally, which the supporters of Ghulam Nabi Azad are expecting that more than 20,000 leaders will arrive at the where Ghulam Nabi will be addressing the rally. Important to mention, after resigning, Ghulam Nabi Azad, the sea of supporters of Ghulam Nabi Azad are possibly the technical glitch due to the cameras that have been installed, like rectified audio also, that a sea of supporters of Ghulam Nabi Azad, they have announced that their number their support to Ghulam Nabi Azad is almost from their party, but now has started late and has decided to go to the
Well, this is, of course, the visuals that we're getting in terms of Ghulam Nabi Azad's mega show of strength and in Jammu and Kashmir. Now, he's likely to announce his new party as well. What we're looking at there right now is a lot of supporters who have flocked in for this mega rally. We have seen a lot of political developments ever since he did resign from the Congress, stepping down after, following his resignation, where he also stated in that particular letter that did receive